Okay, we're going to read a story today. It's called A Book for Chester. Look at my little Chester. I love cats. Chester was bored. There was nothing to do. I know, he said. I'll go to the library. I'll find a book to read. So off he went. At the library, he found his good friend Mimi. Mimi lived in the library. She loved to help visitors. Hi, Mimi, said Chester. Oh, hi, Chester, said Mimi. It's good to see you again. There she is. Can you help me? Asked Chester. I want to find a book to read. Oh, that's wonderful, said Mimi with a smile. I will help you find the perfect one. Now, said Mimi, what kind of book do you want to read? What do you mean? Asked Chester. There are many different kinds of books in a library, said Mimi. She scurried to one of the shelves and pulled out a book. It had a picture of a dragon on the cover. This is a fiction book, said Mimi. Fiction stories are made up. This book is a fairy tale about a princess and a dragon. Do you want to read a fairy tale? Chester shook his head. No, I don't want to read a fairy tale today, he said. Mimi scampered over to a different shelf. She showed Chester a book with a rocket on the cover. Do you want to read a nonfiction book? Mimi asked. Nonfiction books tell about real things. They give you lots of facts. Chester shook his head. No, I don't want to read a nonfiction book today, he answered. Next, Mimi scooted over to a different shelf. She showed Chester a book called The Fat, Fat Cat and Other Poems. Do you want to read a book of silly poems? She asked. Chester laughed when he saw the title, but then he shook his head. No, I don't want to read a poetry book today, he answered. Mimi carefully pulled a very large book off the shelf to show Chester. The Big Book of Dogs was printed on the cover. How about a reference book? Asked Mimi. Do you want to get some information? Chester wrinkled his nose and shook his head. No, I don't want to read a reference book, he answered. I just want to read for fun. All right, so do you want to read a picture book or a chapter book? Asked Mimi. She showed him two books. One was fatter than the other. Oh, I love books with pictures, said Chester, but I'm curious. What's a chapter book? Well, said Mimi, chapter books are longer than picture books. They are divided into parts and have more words on every page. I think I would like to try this chapter book, Chester told Mimi, but what if it is too hard for me? Mimi climbed onto the table next to Chester to take a look. There is an easy way to see if this book is right for you, said Mimi. It's called the 5-finger rule. Let's find out what that is. Pick a page in the middle of the book and read it to me. Every time you come to a word you don't know, I will hold up a finger. If you finish the page and I have 5 fingers up, then the book is too hard. Okay, said Chester. He began to read. After a few sentences, Chester paused. I don't know the next word, he told Mimi. That's one, she said as she put up one finger. Chester had no trouble with the next few lines, but a word in the last sentence stopped him. I don't know that one either. Well, that's 2, said Mimi. Is this book too hard for me? Chester asked. No, said Mimi, it's just right for you. I only have 2 fingers up. I can help you figure out the words you don't know. So if you have 5 words or more on a page you don't know, you don't want to pick that book out. So this is the book for me, asked Chester. Yep, this is the book for you, answered Mimi. Yippee! Cried Chester. Shh, said Mimi. Remember, this is a library. Oops, sorry, I forgot, whispered Chester. And they both smiled. And then Chester sat down and read the whole book. Okay, the 5-finger rule, things to remember. This is what I want you guys to do when you come into the library to look for a book. Choose a book you would like to read. Pick a page in the middle of the book and just begin to read. And every time you come to a word you do not know, put up one of your fingers. If only 2 or 3 fingers go up, the book is just right. But if 4 or 5 fingers go up, just choose a different book. And if you were in the library looking for a book and you were just kind of wanting to get some help, who would you ask? Me, Mrs. Whaley, and I would help you. All right, till next week. I'll see you later.